Okay, we have Coach Lee ready. Please, he will go ahead with an opening statement.
Well, exciting way to finish up the opening weekend, winning in extra innings. Very, very proud of our ball club. The young freshman, Caden Grice, struggled some, and we had to go to the pen early. Quite honestly, I thought our bullpen did an outstanding job. Panja, Ammons, Anglin, and Hoffman, those guys threw the ball very, very well to keep us in the game. And, we didn't help them. We didn't help them on defense. We should have, I think it was in the fifth inning, they put together a big inning. They should have only scored one run in that inning, and they scored three because we didn't catch a pop-up that would have ended the inning. It's a little frustrating. Got to do a better job of just being aggressive to the ball and taking charge there. That cost us 2 runs in the fifth that they should not have gotten. We didn't turn a double play. We should have turned a double play there late in the ball game to get Anglin off the field. We would have had a 7-5 lead. They scored a run because we didn't turn a double play to make it 7-6, and a base hit tied it. But, we kept plugging along, and we got the right guys up to the plate when it mattered the most. Brewer, led off the 10th with a single, Hawkins with a single. And then, Parker, arguably he's our best hitter. I'm surprised that they didn't put him on base and pitch to him in that situation, but he delivered for us when we needed him the most. So, overall, we swung the bats well, had a big inning in the first, had some good at bats, and I thought their starter, he settled in after the first inning, threw the ball very well. Sometimes you win when you don't play your best baseball, and that was certainly the case today. More on the defensive side, I thought we swung the bats obviously very well, scored 8 runs, and I thought our bullpen did a great job. But we got to do a better job of playing defense and making plays that we're supposed to make, and we got to clean up some of the base running issues that we have of when to tag and when to hang out. Overall, it's a great weekend. You leave opening weekend with a sweep, you'll take it. So a lot of positives, got a big week ahead of us, and got to get better in a lot of different areas.
Hey, Coach,
Hey, Coach, David Hood. What do you think you learned about your team this weekend? What do you think are, 1 or 2 of the big takeaways that you think you learned about this group?
Well, I think our bullpen has a chance to be very good. I think we run some quality guys out of the bullpen this weekend, and all of the guys threw the ball very, very well, in my opinion. I think we have a chance to have a good pen. Feel like we're going to have to get better in the starting pitching department. We know what Davis brings us. I think Tile and Chuck's going to be very good. We need Caden to be better than he was today. Caden was arguably our best starter in the fall. So, just got to get him a little more dialed in, a little more consistent than he was today. We got to look at that a little bit. Lineup wise, I felt like our lineup, did a really good job. And, as far as just the quality of the bats overall, defensively, we played pretty solid throughout the course of the weekend, except for today on 2 plays. And so I don't want to make too much of that, but, it is 2 plays that we've got to make there. Quite frankly, I think that's really the biggest things that I look at is just the areas that we need to improve upon. We need to be able to turn a double play when we are in those situations when our pitchers do a good job of executing pitches. We got to be able to turn a double play, and we got to be aggressive and catch pop-ups. We've got to do things a little bit better fundamentally defensively, and we've got to do a better job of running the bases overall. Those are my 2 probably biggest takeaways that we got to work on. But offensively, I don't know if we could have been much better over the course of the whole weekend. I thought we swung the bats very, very well. We're a work in progress, but that's how it's kind of supposed to be, quite honestly. You're 3 games into the season, and our guys haven't played a game in, I think it's 11 months. So, to come out and win 3 games, I'll certainly take it.
Hey, coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. Parker had 1 home run last season. You had him in cleanup this weekend, and he hit the ball hard all weekend long. Did you see that kind of power from him in the fall and the last few weeks? Did you expect to see some more power out of him?
Well, I think James Parker, quite honestly, we've had a long history of really good shortstops in this program. I've been fortunate to have 2 of them before James, and Eli White, and then Logan Davidson, and then here comes James Parker. And, James doesn't get the credit that he deserves. I think he is one of the best shortstops in the country. There's a reason he's hitting 4th in the order. You talk about high leverage at bats. Like when we need a high leverage at bat, you're going to put your best high leverage hitter in the 4 hole, because that spot's going to come up with runners on base more than any spot in the lineup. So there's a reason why James is in there. Does he have power? Yes, he has power, but he is a pure hitter. He's also a premium defender. He's one of the best shortstops in the country. And he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Last year, he would have been in the middle of the order last year, but heck, he got hurt. He played the South Carolina series last year, and he was banged up. This guy's a special player. He is a special player. He's a guy that, I think's got a chance to have a big year for us. He wants the at bat when the pressure is on. You can see it right there at the end of the ball game. He wants the at bat, and he is the guy that we want up at the plate in that situation. So yes, he's got power. But he's a dang good baseball player.
Coach, you showed a lot of faith in Mac Anglin there when he loaded the bases. Did you think about throwing Gilbert today, or did you want to let him rest with the 21 pitches he had yesterday?
Well, we were going to rest Gilbert today because he threw 21 pitches. He felt like he could go. He wanted to go, and our pitching coach kind of talked me out of making him available. And I understand why, and I give Andrew a lot of credit there. A lot of times when you have a guy like that at the end of the game and he tells you he can go, sometimes as a coach you give in and you make him available, and you pitch him on short rest. The next thing you know, when you hit the halfway point of the season, he's starting to run out of gas. Andrew was pretty adamant today with me. He and I discussed it. He was pretty adamant that we needed to shut him down because it's early in the season, and he did throw 21 pitches yesterday. So, but you look, our bullpen was phenomenal today. I mean, you look at Rasesh Panja, Ammons, pitched in a big situation and got a weak pop up, did a great job. Mac Anglin, again, Anglin, if we turn a double play, Anglin doesn't give up the 2 runs there. So I thought he threw well. And then Nick Hoffman was a strike machine, that's all he's done since he's been in a Clemson uniform, is just pound the strike zone. And, he was phenomenal for us today too. So no, I didn't. I felt like, Anglin, in my opinion, is probably the most improved guy that we have from last year to this year in terms of just pure command. His command has come a long way, and that's why we felt very comfortable, leaving him in there. And you talk about a guy that's got, pretty dang good stuff too. He's a fastball that he can run it up there pretty good, and he's got a good slider. And I thought he threw great.
Hey, Coach, rather than kind of going through everybody that's nicked up right now, do you expect any of these injured guys back for the South Carolina series?
Yeah, we hope so, but David, we're not real sure yet until we get into Tuesday. Tomorrow's an off day and a much needed one for our whole ball club. I think, our guys need to rest and recover after opening weekend. I'll probably know a little bit more on Tuesday with some of the guys that are banged up and questionable. Probably won't have all the answers that I want until Thursday, I'm guessing, because we're going to need to get a couple practices in and see how some guys are moving around and feeling. But I don't know if I'll have that question answered, even by Tuesday, but I'll probably know a little bit more because we're off on Monday.
Anything else for Coach Lee?
Yeah, Coach, Elijah Henderson was on fire to start the season last year. He's still hitless. You have to be pleased with the number of runs that you've been able to score without him getting a hit. But I guess it's just a matter of time before he gets going.
Well, look, I mean, Elijah Henderson's a great baseball player. I mean, you saw it yesterday. We get a runner at third base with one out. He hits a ground ball to second base, gets a runner in. We ask him to bunt today to move a runner over. He does that, and then Gallo, drives that run in. So, look, he's a baseball player. He's a guy that, he's not squaring the ball up the way that he would like to, but he's still helping us find ways to score runs and helping us win, which is all you can ask of a baseball player when hits aren't falling for him is, what can I do to help my team when I'm not swinging the bat particularly well or to his standards? So I'm proud of Elijah for being able to help us in a couple of games this weekend. He's helped us score runs even when he's not swinging the bat as well as he would like to.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right. Next up is James Parker. Please go ahead with questions.
Hey, James, it's David Hood with Tiger Net. Heading into that at bat, were you a little surprised that they would bring in the outfielder for a fifth infielder and maybe not put you on base right there?
I mean, I know everybody's got a different strategy when it comes to that. And I knew we just saw that guy yesterday towards the end of the game. So kind of knew, kind of pitcher he was, what he's going to try to do. And Coach Paulson, really helped me, develop a plan right there for that last at bat. So, I mean, I knew that they were going to come at me with some breaking balls, trying to get the early rollover. So really it was just about, for me, just getting the ball to drive. So, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me because I knew what they were trying to do right there. But at the end of the day, it was just really about having the right approach right there in that last at bat.
Hey, James, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You really hit the ball deep a lot this weekend. We saw you hit a home run last season, but do you feel like you have more power going into this season than you ever have before?
I mean, I don't necessarily know about more power. I've just been in the off season just really working on my approach to the plate. Really been working on timing and just kind of honestly perfecting my approach really more so than my swing or getting stronger for power or whatnot. And really for me, it's just taking advantage of pitches. In the middle lineup, sometimes you're not going to get a whole lot of pitches to hit. So it's really just taking advantage of the pitches you get. So, I mean, for me, I'm just trying to get my pitch and know where my zone is and hit it. And when you do that, you tend to hit the ball a little bit better. So.
Hey, James, this is Will Vandervoort with the Clemson Insider. What was the mood like for you guys after the game getting tied there in the eighth? And then, what was it like in the dugout before you go out there in the bottom of the 10th and win it?
I mean, something we've really talked about this season is we're a team that we're not going to sit there and play off the scoreboard. We're going to play to us. And that's including, close games. We're not going to look at the scoreboard and be like, oh, it's a close game. We're going to play our game regardless if we're losing by 10, if we're winning by 10. We're not going to pay attention to that scoreboard. So we had good spirits, There was a couple plays that didn't go our way, but, we put those behind us. We come out there and put some bats together and we're able to pull out a W right there.
Alex Dodd, Clemson Insider. How's it feel for you and just how rewarding is it to get out and have the start to the season that you did this weekend after missing time last year and then add on top of that the long off season and all the adversity from last year?
It's been really fun. I know the guys, everybody was, we were excited. It was a long time away from baseball, but we had a great fall. We came back and had a really great spring. And then, we got the season and I know everybody's happy to start at 3-0, but we're just happy to play as a team. We're a really close-knit group of guys. I know we all love each other like brothers. And it's just really, it means a lot to us to come out here and play. So.
What about for you personally? How rewarding is it for you to have this weekend after missing time and not being in the lineup at times last season?
I mean, it's a blessing. I was worried there opening day. Took a pitch off the hand or whatnot, and thank goodness, nothing kind of bad happened. But just appreciate Travis and all that helping me out, doing everything I could to make sure I was good to go. So it's been really rewarding for me. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how the team we're in. This whole team is. That's why that's how we're always gonna play. So it's been a blessing to come out here and be able to play.
James, you said that y'all don't concentrate on the scoreboard. Is that the same mentality that you think you had last year that gave you such success in one-run games? You were 6-0 in one-run games last year as well.
Yeah, I think so. We had a call the other day with AJ Ellis. He used to play for the Dodgers, and we were just talking to him, and he was telling us the great teams that he played with. They didn't play off the scoreboard, and everybody on the team, we took that to heart. And really, that's what championship teams do. So for us, it's not about the scoreboard. It's more about playing as a team, playing to our strengths, and just playing how we know how to, and not necessarily focusing on, hey, we're down 2 runs. Let's score some runs right here. Just playing to our strengths and not worrying about the other outside factors.
Anything else for James?
James, how excited are you about facing the Gamecocks next weekend? And does it feel a little bit bizarre that series coming so early in the season, no midweek game?
Hey, we're excited as a team. They're a great ball club, so we're excited as a team to play them. But I think for us, we're just worried about getting ready this week and taking our time to get healthy and practice and have some good practices, and excited for the weekend. But we're excited as a team.
All right. Thank you, James.
Thanks, James.
Okay, last up is Centerville, Ohio native Nick Hoffman. Please go ahead with questions.
Hey, Nick, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You really came into the game in a tough spot, but had a few innings of great relief. What did you feel like was working well for you on the mound today?
Really, I would say my command was really working for me. I commanded early in the count, was trying to get ahead of all the batters. Therefore, it put less pressure on me. I know it was like a tight ball game, but I wasn't thinking that the whole time. I just wanted to compete every pitch, live in the moment, and see what happens. So I just figured I'd fill up the zone and get ahead of hitters, have my team behind me, and they all just back me up like they do all the time.
Being from Ohio, did it feel a little bit ironic that you were facing Cincinnati in your first appearance this season?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I knew a few guys on the team, but other than that, pretty cool. I know all the teams up north come down south for opening weekend usually, so it was pretty cool to see some guys that I played in high school back 2 years ago.
Anything else for Nick?
Hey, Nick, it's David Hood with TigerNet. You come into these high pressure situations. It's your first appearance of the season. How do you keep the nerves from getting the best of you? And kind of what was your game plan in going in? It looked like you just came out and attacked the hitters.
Yeah, I really just try to get ahead in counts. When you're ahead, you can do anything you want to do. All your off-speed pitches, got them on, they'll work. But I just focus pitch after pitch after just competing every pitch. That's all I want to do is win that pitch, get ahead of that batter. So that's my main focus when I'm out there is just to breathe really well and attack the zone.
Anything else?
Nick, you all face the Gamecocks, of course, next weekend. Being an out-of-state guy, how much do you have your teammates told you about just the intensity of this series?
Yeah, especially from last year, it's an intense series, and I'm all in, I'm bought in. But they're a great team, so I'm excited to see how we face up and how everything goes. Like, should be a fun weekend. Good ball club,